Okay, this is Crash Fusion. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's get with this over with, honestly. Okay, that's no big deal. Alright, so this is Crash Bandicoot Fusion. Came out around 15 years ago on the Game Boy Advance, together with Spyro Fusion, which is, in my case, on one cartridge. And I guess one could discuss what they were trying to achieve with this this game combo crossover.
I guess money.
I guess so. So, I guess this game looks like one of the other Crash GBA games, kind of like there are two other ones came out before that. But those are actual Crash games that use the Crash formula of 5 warp rooms, 5 level each, crystal, gem, and platforming levels. In this game, however, they decided, as you can see, to introduce mini games, just like riding a polar bear, or other fun stuff that'll come up later.
Okay. I have a fitting donation from 7 Eraser 7.
Are you kidding me?
A $2 donation that says, "This is not Crash Bandicoot. It's just mini games. Please give me my money back."
Well, you donated. Now it's gone.
Man.
And another $3 donation by Desune that says, "Thanks Robbie and all other runners for making Prince of Persia speedruns great again. Also, who is best Prince of Persia, best waifu, and why is it Kaylina?"
What? How does it feel to be objectively wrong?
Well, do you want it to be Farah?
No, Elika, obviously. Okay, yeah, so what I was about to say, they kept the kind of warp room formula, so there are 5 overworlds now. And to progress, you have to collect 5 crystals in each. However, to get from the 4th to the 5th overworld, you don't only need 20 crystals, but you only need all 20 gems. So if you first play this game, you're like, well, those are some nice bonus minigames, but I just want to, progress. This game's kind of average. Don't want to play through 100%. And you get to the end of World 4, you beat the boss, and then there's a gate which unlocks if you have 20 gems. I think that's the point where around 95% of the players said, okay, fuck this, and threw their Game Boy Advance away. Me included.
Yeah, this game control and physics is a little finicky. Like I tried it earlier and it was awful.
Nice. Also, rip sheep. Also, in general, to unlock the levels, as you might have seen, there you have to pay a fixed amount of wampas, like to unlock it, to play it for the first time. And as we're playing any percent, nice trick shot. As we're playing any percent, although we're getting all the gems for the reason I just stated, we still have to be careful to collect as many as possible in the overworld. Because in World 5, there we don't need the gems anymore, we only need the crystals. Also, we need to lose mass, but no problem. Here. There we only need the crystals, so we get less wampas. So we kind of have to stack up before to unlock the levels in World 5.
Yeah, wampa management is really tight.
Yeah.
Also, if you're wondering what 100% will be, there is cart in this game, so what will mean like getting all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 120 cards you can obtain in only this game, and as Crash and Spyro Fusion are kind of paired together and you can trade between them, there are actually 200 cards you can get. Set up. That should be good. Okay. So yeah, there are 200 cards to get, and actually on that note, CD-Romatron and me, CD-Romatron is a Spyro Fusion runner. For whatever reason he's doing that, but he is. Spyro Fusion is like 100 times worse than this, but another topic. So yeah, we kind of running Splash Fusion co-op max percent, so getting 200 cards in both games, which is the runners is like I think 3.5 hours long currently, and quite fun to do. Well, if you play the Crash Fusion part. So these levels are really questionable for two reasons. First of all, the controls, but that's a general theme. And second of all, you can't really see it here yet, but you'll see it on the later jet ski, jetboard, whatever levels. The game lags a lot, like a whole lot.
Yeah.
And I hope you'll enjoy that later on. Oh yeah, this is Spyro Fight. And he's
Nice.
Thanks, Eraser.
No problem, always there.
Yeah, so the story, as it's a crossover game, story kind of is, well, first of all, Cortex and Ripto set up Crash and Spyro against each other, and after World 1 they're working together in both games, and now we're trying to kind of save the world together. This idea had a lot of potential, but mini games. What?
Especially that one.
Also that one, yeah. Yeah, here you're supposed to hold A to rise up and let go of A to, kind of fall down, and that's all you do in this minigame, right? Yeah. Cool. Also, because of the Wumpa management, you should try to collect all the Wumpas. You need all the boxes anyways to get the gem to progress to World 5. And one thing you can do, which I learned which I learned during the test I did of this game, the 104% test. If you mash A like this, or it's not mash, but it's just press it rhythmically, you can go in one direction. Like usually you're kind of going wavy like this, which is kind of stupid to control if you want to collect objects or break boxes or whatever. But of course the test presses A on every second frame, and that's when I saw, oh, he's going in a straight line, and that's cool.
Do you have time for a quick donation?
Never. Yeah, of course. Sure.
I'm confused.
Yes, please.
We have $5 from Noodle Dragon, who says, "Greetings from not Germany again. This game is not Crash Bandicoot. Stop lying to us." Also, didn't we bid to have Toka off the couch yesterday?
That was a one-day deal. Come on.
Only?
Like for $1,000, I'll leave the venue.
Huh. Wait.
Please stop. Okay, that's a drop jump, which is, well, it's not as surprising as this, Crash Bandicoot game, It's kind of how it goes. Can I even get back up from here? I don't think so. Okay.
So yeah, this game, like every Crash Bandicoot, can eat your inputs, and then it's kind of rigged.
Exactly. So that tent, as you saw, it's called the Glücksradladen. That's only there for the cards to obtain. Like there are no crystals or gems in there. You can also, do spinning wheel mini games, win Wumpas, but you don't need any of that.
This kind of bonus is really fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like a Crash Bandicoot, for example.
Yeah, it's actual platforming, breaking boxes, getting a gem,
Yeah.
platforming. Kind of elaborating on that point, but still. Okay, small little strat here. We are unlocking the Polar Express level a bit earlier, because between unlocking a normal level and being able to enter it, there's a 1 second break for whatever reason. And if we unlock it now and we get back to it later, which we have to do because of the route or the design of this level, this overworld part, and we can enter it instantly. So yeah, it's just a small strat.
I have a $3 donation from Wednesday that says, "When's running good games, Toka?"
Never. Okay.
That was cool.
Nah, not really. Yeah, I hope you're all enjoying this game and its mini games, because I do.
Like the other world is the most interesting part.
Yeah, it actually is. So here, see, you can enter directly. I guess the polar levels are some of the more fun ones.
Yeah, they're alright. I mean, it's auto-scroller, but you have gameplay to do.
Yeah. Actually, although some of the jumps you have to do if you want to get out the boxes are kind of tight, especially in the later polar levels, like in World 5, for example. I'll elaborate on that later on. There is a 2-frame jump. A test confirmed 2-frame jump to make it, or else you'll die. In a kid's game. Just pointing it out.
And this game runs at 60 FPS.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's close. Okay, here we damage on purpose, because running down on slopes sometimes prevents you from jumping for whatever reason. Just, I guess, polar bear jumping is very poorly programmed. And that's also why we got hit in the first polar bear level on purpose on the nitro there. Yeah, just so our jump doesn't get dropped and we don't die, especially at the very end of the level. So it's kind of a safe strat, but it doesn't lose time, so that's why you can do it regardless. Or more sheep shooting.
I've got another donation, if I can.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got a $3 donation from CD Romatron, who says, "Put this donation towards playing Gem Hop after the run." Wait, what do you mean that's not an incentive?
Yeah, Gem Hop is the best level in Spiral Fusion. And kind of fun fact, when Mike first ran the 120 cards category of Spiral Fusion, which is kind of the max percent category there, he didn't finish because he tried Gem Hop for 3 hours and he couldn't do it. Just to give you an idea of how much of a great idea it was to put that in Spiral Fusion. Well, luckily we don't see that today. Or ever again. Well, maybe at ESA when they accept for submission for the Splash Fusion max percent. We'll see. Okay. Crash Bash, let's go. Ah, come on. Oh my god. What are angles? So, yeah, this is kind of the Space Invaders clone, and the blue enemies give us an extra ball, which... yeah. Which sometimes, if you use the magnet, can stack up with the other ball, and they're indistinguishable, so you have one ball again. Okay. You also see in some of the levels, like this one, you only get a crystal. That's why there are the bonus levels to give you the gems, so they're actually 20 crystals and 20 gems at the end of World 4. Okay. Small shortcut there. Without the enemy, you would have to go down and then go up. Yeah.
We can think that this level are awful. This level are awful, and you're right.
They actually are. So to what I can do here is I can control and I can control and I can hold A to kind of accelerate. But if I do both at the same time, you're kind of drifting like this and you're not changing direction. Which is really fun too. So to actually control your vehicle, you have to, or if you want to control your vehicle while boosting, you can't. Like you have to let go of boost, change the direction, and then boost again. This is playtested, I swear. Just like the 10 FPS in the last level, as you saw. Nice. Get sucked into nothingness. Which I guess kind of happens if you run this game. Okay, hardest boss. Classic boss, you have to hit it 3 times, but for the third hit, or before the third hit, you have to kind of endure his... Can you not clap, please? Kind of have to endure his cannonball shots or whatever. So yeah, that was World 2 out of 5. Although the 5th world will be a bit shorter, as we have to, or as we don't have to get all the gems there to get to the 100th boss. So that's cool. Okay, I guess you also sense the theme with the mini games. Like there are reoccurring mini games, like the pinball one or the water one, and it really holds. Like I don't think, I mean, at the moment I'm not sure, but I don't think there are any new level concepts left to be introduced at this point. So you really just, you know, hello? Play the old ones, but in a new environment. Also, really interesting thing with the tank levels. If the wall is not on screen, it doesn't exist and the cannonball can't jump off or can't bounce off. Which I guess it makes sense from a developer's perspective to kind of, you know, save up resources, but from a player's perspective it's really weird. Like, you know there's a wall like an inch behind the camera screen or the end of the screen, but, well, yeah, like that. Oh my god.
I'm sorry, it doesn't exist.
Cool. That saved time. Okay. Yeah, the cannonballs can hit off or bounce off the wall 3 times before they get destroyed. Actually, in the test, these levels were the most fun to optimize, I guess, because you don't only have one dimension or one button you can press all the time, but actually have a 2D environment to optimize in. Okay. Nice. The cannonballs can also bounce off Crash's tank, which kind of makes sense, I guess.
What is physics?
Yeah. Whatever. No way, I'll die anyways. Also, if you die in these minigames, it kind of makes sense, I guess. If you die in these minigames, you start all over. There's no checkpoints, like in the real Crash Bandicoot games. Oh, come on. If only walls existed. Alright. Yeah, we're also kind of good Wumpas here, so maybe there's a small, like a 1 second optimization we can do in World 5. See that one later on. Right. And more water, cool. This is actually the last water level in this game, which I'm kind of thankful for.
And in this one you can really see the like.
Oh my god.
Like here.
Somebody made this.
60 FPS. Oh wait.
Every time this game lags, my brain lags as well.
Oh, it lags a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing I didn't mention, but it's quite helpful throughout the run. I can miss this gem. No. Quite helpful for every minigame you get a mask. Regardless if you have none or if you have 2 on the overworld, which in World 5 will really save us, or, well, potentially save us, because their taking damage is kind of unavoidable on one level. So...
Hey, some Crash Bandicoot.
Actual cool gameplay. About this game in general, as a runner, I have to say, this is fun to do as a race or occasionally, especially the 104% category. But if you grind it, oh wow, cool. If you grind it, it really drags on and on. Like it gets kind of boring if you do this for 1 week. Like for example, when you derust. Haha. So how do you like this run so far? Couch, Razor, Robbie, just...
I'm still waiting for Crash Bandicoot.
Actually, after this run, there will be a real Crash Bandicoot game, kind of, you know, spoiling already. Okay. 17. Should be good, yeah. So a good thing about these levels is you can, if you just hold A, it will shoot at a constant rate. And for the start of the level, you can just camp at the top and kill the first 17 out of 25 enemies. And afterwards, you just have to fly to one position and keep holding A, and that's it. Without these setups, these levels can be really, really tedious to do. But like that, you can, chat a bit with the couch. It's kind of cool. Not have to play the game. Hope you all can feel the fun.
It doesn't look like it, but yeah, it's like I said before, it's really finicky. It's not hard, but it's not easy. I died.
Yeah, the controls are just quite weird to get used to.
Yeah.
For example, for this level.
Yeah, I died so many times in the easiest level, like this.
Yeah. Also, if you think this auto-scroller is bad, just wait for the next one.
Oh yeah, no. Can I leave?
Well, yeah. If the run doesn't end in 15 minutes, you're legally allowed to leave.
In 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds good. 15 minutes will be one record.
We'll see. Oh yeah, that wall down there, that doesn't have collision you can fly through. I didn't do it because the wall itself is kind of small, so you could still die because of the floor above it. And well, you would start at the beginning of the level, which is like 2 minutes lost, but in theory you could do it. And that's like even in RTA, not even in TES, it's funny.
Yeah. That was quite fun to see, but not fun to see you dying over and over. Trying it.
Okay, so this is the bat level. There are 3 of these in the game. And you might ask, so on which button can I accelerate the bat? And that's an excellent question I can't answer myself. Because it doesn't exist. This goes on for 2.5 minutes.
Wake me up when it's over.
Oh, made it. Broke the boxes. Sick. The problem with these levels, or kind of levels, is you still have to focus. Because if you die, especially in the end, you lose 2 minutes. So that's the last thing you want to do. So your brain wants to shut off, but you have to force yourself to not do it. To not give in to the temptation. Or just don't run this, yeah. Also. This level was probably the most painful to test because there's just very little cool things you can do or show off, like in the, for example, in the kind of jetpack levels. As I said before, there are some things that don't have collision you can fly through. That looks kind of cool, but here there's nothing. And if anyone has tested before, testing 2.5 minutes takes really long, and there's nothing you can do. At least the music is cool.
Okay. I will put it on Crash Flash.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So Toka, how is life?
Yeah. Thanks for the question. The only optimization here you can do is stay at the very right part of the screen to collect gem crystal and then go into the portal as early as possible. That's all you can do. Well, that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. Will happen 2 more times. Okay, the third boss is Nina. It's the niece of Cortex. And she likes to run fast, but we are faster. And if the game lets us jump on slopes, we can actually make it.
Do I have time for a donation?
Yeah, sure.
I have a $2 donation from CD Romatron. that says, wow, a boring autoscroller. I feel so bad for you, Kappa.
Look who's talking. Oh yeah, that's great. That was the drop jump, by the way. That's exactly the reason why this level is garbage. Like, aside from that, it works quite well, but that exact spot, yeah, just likes to drop your jump. There usually there's a strat you can do to make it a bit more consistent, which is stopping the charge and right after charging again and pressing jump. That works most of the times, but not as well as you saw, not always. So let's give it another shot. Cool. Alright. And then, like, we do all the please stop. And then we do all the work, and Spyro just, you know, traps her and gets all the fame for it. And now we're in the Dragon Castles, which is the Spyro overworld.
Finally a good one.
I mean, yeah. It's not wrong. Did this minigame happen before? I'm not sure. Yeah, the strat here you do is, well, you see, you just mash A and go up and down. And oh my, that was close. It wasn't really. You can also shoot the black sheep if it's still inside you, as long as it doesn't touch the nitros. Still fun to go.
But they should be able to touch the nitros. I mean, you just explode them.
Well,
If they touch the nitros, they explode. Not different.
don't question anything. Or I will question stuff in your Crash game.
But my Crash game is perfect.
Okay. Looking forward to that then. Okay, the only optimization here as well, like the sheep always spawn in fixed positions and patterns, there's no randomness about it. So the only optimization you can do is lose your mask. The only optimization you can do is kill the last sheep as early as possible. That's what I kind of tried there. Small skip here. Usually on these crates you have to bounce 5 times, but you can kind of spin through them. Unfortunately, there's a nitro crate below, so you have to spin in the correct position, or else you'll die. Because in this minigame you don't have a mask.
This minigame is also fun. Like, it's not the best, but it's still better than autoscroller.
Yeah, it's alright. Like, the platformers are still more fun to do. The platforming bonus sections. Okay. The pattern of that platform I just jumped off can be kind of weird. Like, you want a double jump, and platform is just not there if you just, you know, hold right. So fall down and lose 10 seconds. This is the last jetpack level.
Oh.
And this one... I mean, Eraser, if you want, I can play it again afterwards. Just play it twice. To get more Wampa fruits.
I can, but no.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as you may have noticed, as it should in a good game, the difficulty increases the further you progress in the game. It's kind of the theme with Crash Bandicoot, especially the earlier, or the original trilogy. And they did that. And as I said, I'll also talk about that in World 5, but on this level, there's a really tight fall in the end, where you don't have much time to let go of A, or else you can, well, die in 2 ways. So I hope this will work out just fine, or I'll lose 1.5 minutes.
Also, there is some cool clip that does do, so you should watch it.
Yeah, like on the if the ceiling is kind of angled and you press A on every second frame, you can go through them, which for 104% or any percent is not that useful because you still need all the boxes. Okay, got it. 1, 2, don't miss the gem, which has happened before. Good. But yeah, I guess just to give you an idea of the test, so the world record for 104% is like 1 hour 37 in RTA, and the test is 54 minutes. So yeah, there's some strats, quick stuff manipulation going on. Sadly, very little will apply in this category.
And also there is a version where Toka commentates. So
yeah, some of the game's mechanics, like the more hidden ones, are quite interesting, but I guess I won't elaborate too much on those for this run. I'd rather play something fun like these levels. Gonna go safe here. These levels are so fun, by the way, that there's actually IL leaderboards for them. Should check them out.
or you should take your controller and test them.
No. Okay, I guess as this is a marathon, so there's no level down here, but there's a secret. Aside from a card, there's Fake Crash with the best dialogue. Hi. Bye. Rip world record, I guess. Oh my god. Yeah, just a nice little thing to show off. Oh, okay.
And so you were able to see what a card is. First up, I just got one.
The one mechanic here is if you hold L or R, you can move the kind of ship thing, flag thing faster. Useful only if you have more than one ball on screen and you want to save them all, like here. And you fail. But that's fine. Good magnet physics. Ah, come on. Shield guy, stop. In case you didn't notice, that was insanely slow. Thanks for watching. Okay, stupid jump incoming.
Nice.
Yeah, that one saves 4 seconds. Let's go.
I won't clap.
What? There is a why. That was really impressive. That was alright, yeah.
I prefer when you beat Nina.
Man, I like these levels. I also enjoy live.
Also in this level you have to break the nitro box because there is no nitro at the end.
Yeah, there's no nitro switch box at the end, which is a thing in the Crash games, like in the platforming levels, or even some of the mini games here, like the bear ones, which just destroys all the nitro crates in the level. But here, yeah, well, you can literally shoot torpedoes or whatever and throw bombs, so the game expects you to clear out the nitros yourself. Also shoot bats while riding a bat. How cool is that? Great game concept. Can maybe mention as a fun fact, this game was developed by Vicarious Visions, who also made the Insane trilogy, which came out recently, which also is a very good game. You should play it.
Yeah, I would prefer playing Crash Fusion.
Yeah, no further comment on that. Okay, so this is World 4 almost done. You saw there's the gate for 20 crystals, so that's boss 4. But we still need one more level. That's the last tank level. There's actually a strat here I realized I could do when making the test. So it was actually useful. Hello? Useful? Okay. No way I'll die. Useful for RTA. So there's one box from where you start to the right. And don't.
Oh.
Lag.
60 FPS.
This is actual game speed, by the way, just pointing it out. Oh my god. Okay. If this guy doesn't hit me down there, this one's a troll. Okay. So yeah, that box down there we got by shooting over the water. Saves, I think, 15 seconds in RTA or something. Because, I mean, the tank is not that slow, but lag. When there are bombs thrown at you, which is a really great game concept on GBA for performance. Just pointing it out. Okay. That theme will reoccur in World 5. If you liked those FPS. Okay. Yeah, walls and boxes are the same. They're not on screen, they don't exist, so I kind of have to manipulate the camera by turning, yeah, like that. By turning the cabin Crash is sitting in, and the direction to shoot in, that actually can change the camera so the boxes are on screen. And you can actually shoot them. Okay, so this world's boss is Ripto, which is the main villain in Spyro series. And probably nobody, when first playing this, understood this boss. Like, how can I hit him? When does his shield go away? I don't get it. The solution is you have to shoot the bat, which is not half transparent. Like, actually.
9, 10.
What? Yeah, also RNG. Well, 11 is really bad. Yeah, also, this pattern is completely random. So it can be the first bet, it can be the 21st bet. I think that worked.
Yeah,
Sure,
nice.
okay. Well, that was mediocre RNG. It was okay. World Record actually has really good RNG. It has like second bet, and first bet. Which is probably the fastest Ripto I've ever done RTA. Also 20 gem gate. But we have 20 gems, so can clear that. And progress to the last world, the tech park. Nice. And more of these levels. Actually, the strat for this level after the 18th snail, whatever that... Oh my god, that was my fault. After the 18th thing falling from the ceiling is to just wing it. That's the actual strat. Like, there are so many enemies at once, then you can control it. I think... can't see.
And it's really clutch in the World Record, like...
Yeah. Oh my god, that was wrong. You can dodge these things, but... well, this will not work out at all. I can't see my visual cue. Okay, 8, go down. $16, $17, $18.
So close. Like, it just missed a shot like from really closely, and when it's down.
Yeah, but he hit me and I died. Even if you kill 25 of these guys and you get hit afterwards by one of these shots which is already in the air, you still lose. Great game concept, by the way. Come on, come on.
One is good. Yeah, nice.
Great level, guys. Really fun experience. Okay, small shortcut here. As in every Crash game, you can hold A to jump higher. So with that enemy, you can actually reach this platform up here and get a bit quicker to this bear level, which is the exact difficulty spike I was talking about earlier. And also the reason I'm glad there that there's one mask for every of these mini games. The game gives you kind of automatically. For a jump, that will come later on. You have, as I said before, 2 frames to complete. So if you take damage before that, you can still try to complete the level, but the chances of actually getting the jump are very low. So if I get hit, or in case I get hit here, what I would do is to restart the level, just for marathon safety, and it's this jump, and I fail it. But that's exactly what the masks are for. And also I think that's the reason why they put masks, where they give you one mask for these kind of mini games. Because they played it themselves and they were like, dude, this jump is really hard. And we could fix it, or we could give the player one mask, which we would lose here. And I was, okay, let's do it. If they played their game, that's how it went.
More Crash Bash minigame?
Basically, yeah. Oh, whatever. Good enough. Worst thing you can do on these kind of levels is die in the 3rd phase, as you restart all over again. Also, a nice fun fact, in Spyro Fusion, to get to the 5th world you have to complete every minigame 3 times. There are no clear gems in there, and every time you play the minigame, like every time you clear out the minigame, it gets harder, and for these ball levels the ball just gets faster, and on the 3rd phase the physics really break. Like the ball, you can see it colliding. Okay, you can see it colliding perfectly with, well, Spyro in that case, but the ball just goes through. And you have to start all over again. Greetings to CD-ROMatron.
Yeah, more that.
Sick.
But at least this time it doesn't have to break all the boxes, so that's something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, breaking all the boxes is not too hardly, well, but it adds some extra risk we can avoid here. So it's just about not getting hit twice, because we have a mask. So we can get hit once, that's fine. Yeah, also, I need 75 Wumpas for the last level, which, as you can see, I have. But I didn't have them when I entered the level. That's the kind of small optimization I talked about before. The same we did in World 2. If you unlock a level early and get back to it later, you can enter it instantly. Otherwise, you have to wait 1 second. And that's what we could have done there if we would have had 150 Wumpas when we first passed the tank level we just walked by. Because we have to get there again anyways, just for the level geometry design.
Routing the Wumpa was fun? Was it fun?
Well, there's not really much routing going on, you just collect everything you can, basically. But I'm not sure, I think World Record gets it actually. Like gets the 1 second optimization. Okay, and with this we have 24 crystals out of 25. And that means we only have to get one more, aka the tank level, and then we get to the hardest final boss of every Crash Bandicoot game ever. Well, okay, I guess the Crash 2, like Cortex and Crash 2 could be a bit harder than this, but that's up for debate, really. Also, to get up again, you have to go around the whole way. Great level design. Totally not dragging out the game. Trick shot, got it. That guy can be really annoying, and for safety I kind of want to keep my mask for this level. As there are quite some stupid obstacles. Like tanks, the nitro crates, and the guys who shoot weird blue energy bolts. Whatever that is. But those can really troll you. If they kind of lock onto you early and they just hit you and you're, yeah, cool. Also, you can get stuck on corners. It's a great game. Okay. And that's already the end of this level. If I can hit this guy, I can. And now it's only the final boss. Which is, well, I guess it kind of makes sense as Cortex and Ripto work together. Now they're the final boss together.
Come on. One record.
Okay. Final time is 48:23 time.
One record.
Yeah.
I have one
That
record.
final boss was actually a tied world record. Like, you can't complete that boss faster than 48:23 seconds in-game times. So, well, I guess that's a live world record, kind of. Also, CD-Rometron now has to donate $5 because he bet I can't do it in 48:23. So, thanks for the donation. And I guess Razor ran off to get his game, which is the next one. Also, the actual real Crash game. Because just as a reminder, this game was a buffer and the next one is not. And in around 10 minutes, kind of recall that and think about that, and then we can talk again. So, thanks for watching. Next up is Crash Bandicoot Flash.